and we're joined now by another candidate, Republican Charles Djou. First of all, we got to say happy birthday.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
I know we're crowding in on your personal time.
Oh, that's quite okay. I'm very fortunate that I have an extraordinarily patient wife. She's over there on the side. So.
That's a good asset in politics.
This happens in date night in politics here.
Well, let's talk about the race that we just saw, and then let's get to your race. What do you think? You know, obviously this is a historic upset, and what do you think about your party's candidate, Djou, and his chances in this race?
Sure. I think this is a defining statement that the status quo in Hawaii is simply not working. We've had one-party rule for 60 years here. Our cost of living, however, is still continuing to spiral out of control. We're exporting children from Hawaii as our #1 export. We're not creating jobs here. And I think the people of Hawaii are frustrated with the current structure in politics and in government. And I think tonight you saw a very thorough rejection of the incumbent governor, but also a much larger rejection of the incumbent power structure in Hawaii. And that's why I'm very excited for this coming November election. I'm excited for Djou. I'm looking forward to seeing his contest with David Ige. I think you're going to see a very healthy dialogue here as whether or not Hawaii should continue along the same path of more of the same one-party rule, or we should diversify Hawaii politics, build a real, vibrant two-party democracy, and change a lot of these long-standing problems we have in our community.
And we kind of shift gears and we look at your upcoming race in November.
Yes.
And as of right now, as it stands, we're looking at Mark Takai as being the candidate going against you in the general. How do you feel about that? You guys have some similarities because there's a military background and there's also a long time background in state government.
Yeah. Well, let me begin by just saying, congratulating Mark Takai and his family. They ran a very good, strong, competitive campaign reflected in Mark's win this evening. I am very eager and looking forward to contesting this race with him this coming fall. What this race is going to come down to is who is ready to represent Hawaii on day one. Who's going to be able to go into the majority caucus and advocate as a loud, bold, independent voice for the people of Hawaii? Who's going to be able to bridge this bitter, divisive, partisan divide we see going on in Washington, D.C. that's corroding our politics at Congress, at the state legislature, and at Honolulu Hale. And I've known Mark for a number of years. He's going to be a very worthy opponent. I don't take anything for granted, but I'm very eager to look forward to having this contest of ideas and this contest of who is going to be able to change the status quo and advocate the best for Hawaii in Washington.
As a Republican, obviously, you face an uphill battle. What made you want to get back into this and do this again?
You know, this is certainly by no means an easy decision for me to run for office again. Really, what motivated me to run for office again and run for the congressional seat this year again was that government shutdown that occurred in October. There were several American service members had died in Kandahar, and they weren't given death benefits. They weren't given a military funeral. And they died exactly the same place where I did my tour of duty in Afghanistan. And it was a punch to my gut that easily could have been my wife and my children going through that tragic set of circumstances here. And that's what happens when our government becomes so incredibly dysfunctional. When our congressional representatives place a higher priority on following their partisan masters and playing politics instead of taking care of people. And because I believe that we need to change that, because I believe that Hawaii deserves better than that, because I believe it's important for Hawaii to have at least one member of its congressional delegation in the majority caucus, I decided to step up again, and extraordinarily thankful that I have a very patient wife and patient children allowing me to do this again.
As a one, perhaps if you end up winning in the general with the 3 Democrats, how do you work out the dynamics of that?
Yeah. You know, actually for me, Paula, it's going to be very easy. Because for me, it's Hawaii first, Hawaii always, Hawaii last. And for me, it's being a representative of the people of Hawaii, not my political party. And I'm very proud that I have a record that the voters can look at. A record as a congressman where I was one of the most independent members of the United States Congress. The National Journal rated me as one of only 10 moderates during my term in the United States Congress. And I think that's exactly what's wrong with politics today. So much of it is about this partisan bickering and being loyal to your party and not to your constituents. And for me, I can't change everything in America. I mean, I certainly can't change what's going on in the other 49 states. But I can make a difference here in Hawaii, and I can make a difference for Hawaii, for the people of Hawaii as an independent and outspoken advocate.
When you look at the race between Ige and Governor Abercrombie and just the money, when we're talking about being outspent 11 to 1, What do you take away from that? Are you going to go out and do a bunch of coffee hours now? I mean, is that the new strategy to winning Hawaii voters?
Well, I mean, money is important. I mean, I guess coffee hours are a lot more important. I want to find out what coffee David Eby was buying here. My campaign is going to be buying his coffee brand. But you know, money is important, but clearly this shows money, although important, is by no means the most important thing. The most important thing in a campaign is who's going to be that outspoken advocate for the people of Hawaii, who connects with the people, who is going to upend this status quo politics that we've had for so long, this one-party rule. And I think you see that frustration in the electorate tonight in the primary election and why they were so eager to upend the current power structure. And I'm eagerly look forward to seeing this continue in the November general election.